Hello there, everybody. It is finally time for the long-awaited winter video of our painting every fish in Stardew Valley as I catch them. I'm so sorry that it's a week late. Life just happens, you know. Obviously, if you're watching this from the future, you don't care. They're all here, all together. But we're gonna start with the perch. Probably the easiest fish to catch in the winter, and so it was my first fish I caught this winter. It was also pretty straightforward to paint and find a reference for. Just a perch. Pretty simple fish, a real fish, which we're entering the territory of not a lot of real fish anymore. But the perch was nice and easy and a really great start. Unfortunately, I left for a week after I painted the perch, but we're just gonna ignore that. I tried to catch the glacier fish next and was quickly humbled, so I went and caught a squid instead. And actually, the week I was away really helped because I was struggling to find a reference I liked for the squid. And while we were away, I heard someone talking about the Humboldt squid, which is probably larger than what I was thinking for the squid, but it looked how I wanted. And that's really the most important part. The next day, I went back and actually caught the glacier fish this time. And it's probably one of my more successful fake fish. I obviously the ones that I found a close enough real life fish that I was able to just paint that were the best of them, but of the like mashup, can't change the color ones, this one probably ended up the best. I just mashed a few like Arctic fish together and made the color palette match the in-game fish, and I think it turned out pretty good. Definitely not like the mutant carp from last video that ended up looking a little bit silly and a little bit out of place. This one looks more like a real fish, just with a little bit of a funky color palette. I definitely hit a little bit of a roadblock in this video trying to find fish that worked for all of the fake fish, and I'm sure I'll struggle with it in the next video too. But there are still a few real world fish in the game, including the lingcod. And I'm sorry the lighting gets weird here. I I was determined to get this video done in time for this week, but we still had a lot going on, so that meant painting in weird places sometimes. So the lighting's a little weird, but if you're here this far into the series, I think you're just along for the ride, and I appreciate that about you. Fun fact about lingcods, actually, you can see me adding some teal here. Some lingcod meat is naturally teal, like almost that bright teal. And I think that's really cool because that's not a color I feel like you see in nature very often. So the lingcod was fun to paint, mainly because that's one of my favorite colors. But we move on to the blobfish, which was not a win for me. I wanted to paint like a real blobfish, not that jumbled, squishy mess that you see in the pictures. And there's not a lot of good photo selection of a real blobfish underwater. And I did a lot of research, but I think I actually ended up choosing the wrong species of blobfish. Um, I was also fighting against the crack of the page again, which I didn't actually have to do because we're nearing the end and I could have just moved on to the second page. But here we are with this blobfish. Um, but after the mess of the blobfish came one of my maybe best color palette change fish. I don't think a squid is a fish. But here we have the midnight squid, which the reference I was using was a very red orange squid. And I think I handled the color palette change very, very well, and it looked really good. Now we have the spookfish, which is a name for the barrel eye fish. The in-game sprite has always confused me, and I don't know what it's trying to be. So I just painted a barrel-eye fish. I could have made it more blue to match the in-game sprite, but honestly, I was just having fun painting the real thing. So this is what we've got for the spookfish. I think it's cute. Is it accurate? I don't know, but here it is. And then we have our last crab pot catch, the lobster. And at this point, I was having a huge pain flare up. So I kind of just wanted everything to be done. But the lobster kind of came out really, really well. Like, you'll see it when we get to it, but it looks really good. As long as you don't look at the upper left corner where that claw and its face is, because I definitely misproportioned things there. But the rest of the lobster looks really good. I love all of the warm and cool color changes and how they blend into each other. It just it's probably one of my better paintings for this series. The fact that it was looking this good is definitely what kept me going. Because, like I was saying, I was in pain, not having a good time. And if this lobster was looking not so great, I would have just called it quits and been really upset with myself the next day when the video went up. But it didn't, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. And I think it is a great one to end the video on and end the season. That is the end of our winter, and the end of our first year in this Stardew Valley playthrough. Here are all the fish. I'm sorry the lighting's not so great. Like I said, I was over it and forgot to do this shot until the end of the day. But I will be posting a better picture on my Instagram, so if you really want to see them in good lighting, go check that out. Should be up when this video is up. But as you can see, our page is getting very full. We just have those last few post-community center fish. So like, subscribe, and come back for those.